the hell? Now it appears. That was strange. Protected. What the hell do I have that in machine mode? Oh, never mind. Yeah, okay. Hey, Cyphil. You must be the first. Differentiable. Differentiable. How the hell do you write that? Public. Yeah. Just gonna do using symbol. Verne. Each symbol must be unique, right? Or does it? Gonna work with pointers, I think, 2 symbols. I just have to keep them alive. But for the differentiable symbols, probably need a bit mask. Is my feeling. Unlikely need 64 differential symbols and still be able to run it. Might as well make it 32. How do I fill the ID bit? I need static atomic would do it. Oh wait, plus plus. Hey Ninja, we're early today, I think. I think atomic only has post increment. Well, one of them. So if it compiles, then it should be post and it should work. So we begin with 0, shift 0 is 1, and then the next one is 2, and then 4, and then 8. Until we run out of bits, but well, let it crash. Okay, I won't. Though that's actually a bit dubious. I'm not sure if you try to shift something 32 or 31. No, let's say 1 and then shift it 33. Is that guaranteed to be 0? I might just do a mod anyway and then shift it 1. Or not. Who knows? I can just read it, right? I mean, it's like a fuzzy boolean, but once it is too large, it is too large. So I can shift it 31, and then it becomes 32. So less than or equal 32 is okay. Maybe I should define these. Yeah, I'm on IRC 24/7. Active is something else though. Hardly use it anymore. Yeah, kind of wrote a protocol, as they say. IRC is the only thing I ever reached God level on at some point. I wrote protocol extensions, at least 90% of it, 99% of the extensions. I had access to login access to the shell of 23 servers. I knew how to crash every IRC remotely because of the bugs. I did build in a backdoor that nobody knew about, so I could change my username, hostname to whatever I wanted. So yeah, God level. Nobody ever has had more power than me on IRC. But that's in the distant past. Now I'm just a humble user who's hardly using it anymore. Now, of course, I had direct server access, so like I said. So I wrote a battle server at some point. That was much fun. People were writing bots, whole botnets, to try to take over channels. And fighting that with other bots was, well, a lot of fun, but at some point the network administration got a bit tired of it. So then we didn't write a bot to protect against it, but we wrote the first. Well, they have that, you know, it's on the net, it's called X. I don't know if you use. I think I made up the name X as well. I'm pretty sure of it, yeah. So now they have standard, every IC network has standard and server connected bot between quotes. That is all powerful. It can just give you ops and does everything. But I was new at some point, so I wrote the battle server, and then we challenged every script kiddie with bots to try to take over my channel. So they were joining with thousands of bots, and then we pressed enter. It literally took less than a second, and the channel was emptied again. It was almost no fun. So that was the end of botnets on IRC. But also I improved the protocol. In the beginning, you could do something called net writing. So you just waited till two servers broke off. And then you could recreate the channel on one side where there are no users. And then when the servers reconnected, then the users, the bots or users that recreated the channel would keep ops. So you wouldn't even see it. So you say you're on a channel and there are several users on that channel and you have ops. Then a server breaks off, but that server does not have any users on your channel. So you don't see users disappearing. You can monitor the operator messages, and then you see that the server broke off, but normal people don't do that. So, but a malicious someone would then monitor those messages and know that the server broke off, connect to that server, join with bots on that channel, get ops, and then at the moment the server would reconnect, they would get ops on the channel and then be able to de-op and kick the alleged ops. So that was called net writing, and that's how people took over channels. So I got very sick of that, so I had I changed the protocol of IRC and added timestamps. So that was no longer possible then, because the new channel would have a much newer timestamp than the old channel, and you would have different ops. So that net running was no longer possible. And then I'm trying to think of what now exactly the reason was, but people still wanted to mess with IRC because you got such a nice feedback from it, like immediate feedback. People being adolescents, you know, the script kiddies. And I believe that that instigated, or what is the word, botnets that flooded. So then they started to make many accounts on servers, usually like IRC, university accounts for students that were easily to crack, and then just flood at the IP level to get rid of servers, because taking over channels wasn't possible anymore. Then they wanted their fun anyway. So then the measure that Undernet I was a part of took was they started to hide servers, so that only the leaf servers were visible, and all the major hubs that connected all the servers, they were hidden. Nobody knew where they were. At least the script kiddies didn't. Of course, the admins did, but so then they could flood servers, but they would always only break off a single server, unless you would flood multiple servers. The DDoS, the beginning of the DDoS era, basically. I was on the good side, fighting it. And now back to differentiation. Symbol. Yeah, I don't know. I think this works. Yeah, I was thinking about maybe moving these classes to the header file instead of .cxx. Because it makes sense to define symbol inside quadratic arc length. Or I can move the whole quadratic arc length class here. It kind of depends on how I want to access it. I don't know, let's for now just move it to the header. It's difficult enough. So now I can define symbols here. Which symbols do we have? By name. I guess Q1X. Would be one such symbol. This still compiles. I have two names for them, but let me use this one. Or then again, it's a weird name. Maybe we should call it Alpha 0. Mix them up. Although I do not really need the other one to be differentiable. Let's just use a symbol. Now, to construct such a thing, I need, of course, constructor. Public. Just use the same constructors as the Bezier curve has at the moment. Although, no, let's always make a copy of it. So I want to have, you can only create a quadratic arc length object from an already existing Bezier curve. Well, let's make a test function. No, maybe not close. I don't know. No idea what I want to do. So a quadratic arc length test at the bottom. And then I'm going to print a symbol. Notice, yeah, Q1 X underscore. No, I did not have an underscore, I think. Let's print, I could print all of them. Have a Y and alpha in these two. Well, let's abuse this test here. Again. So, let me see, generate projections is false. Yup. And let's use the first one. So here we are constructing it. And then calling quadratic from, and then after that I must be allowed to create an quadratic arc length object. From the Bezier curve. And call test on it. Should include a header. Now, there we go. It printed the names. So far, so good. Guess that makes n1x a function. Okay, so for inspiration I was asking Gemini about this. That is, I typed this. It's designed in C++ library that automatically constructs a all partial derivatives when the user defines a multivariable functions. This library will define classes for functions, for example, sine, cosine, a log, but also allow the user to define their own function class. If a function returns a vector or a matrix, then in effect that's just as many single-valued functions as it has elements. So let's concentrate on the single-valued functions, not on single-valued functions. Functions return a scalar. Each function takes one or more arguments, each argument being also a scalar. Each argument can either be an already defined function. We will not allow circular dependencies, or a symbol. Each symbol must be declared in advance, one instance per symbol. I guess that makes them global symbols. They're not really global, of course. I mean, I just made a member of quadratic arc length object, but okay. There are two types of symbols. Symbols that represent a floating point value that will be assigned later when functions need to be evaluated. And symbol derived from the former that add the possibility to take a partial derivative relative to it. So that would be my alpha 0 then. Please give me suggestions for the API of the mentioned classes. And then it came with the name that I copied and the value that I copied. This I did not, because I wanted to have it just a derived class, so different type. Yeah, this way you can also set the value if you want to from the beginning. So I always set it to 0 and you can assign it later with operator equals. And then we get to the functions. So it suggests here a templated base class for functions. And then it starts to do weird stuff. This is nonsensical. Okay, here we have some code. You could declare a symbol x and a where we want to be able to partial differentiate relative to x. Define a function. That takes two symbols as arguments, being x and a. I'm not sure that it will work at all. We need classes for operators. The plus would be a class. I guess that maybe I can make it automatic, maybe, so to replace this whole thing with auto, and then just get a type from this. I'm not sure if I needed to be need to have a base class. could do and virtual classes. Suggested here virtual method. Cannot just do everything with templates. Yeah, at some point you do need an evaluation. At some point you need an evaluation of a single symbol. Maybe call a free function evaluate and then pass something to that, which then can be overloaded for symbols. Okay. I don't know, man. Maybe, so it's something I can add here. Let's make a free function, which is definitely a template. And that returns, can I use auto as return? Evaluate. And then we can overload this for symbol. And then say return, yeah, why would I return anything else than a double, right? Yeah, cool, Ninja. Yeah, it's pretty nice. I think Cypher completely lost it. Well, I want. Maybe you should just let him babble, Ninja. Don't delete his messages. He's not fluting or anything. I think he's just lonely. He wants to hang out here. Dude. I mean, I don't know if I'm correct, but the way I see him is someone who is either psychotic or extremely autistic, and he just wants to hang out with us. And if we would ban him, then where does he go, you know? He's my friend, huh? Saiful, you can talk here, man. I don't think it's a bot. Nah. Well, I don't know. I just want to, you know, not make the mistake to drive a lonely person to suicide, basically. I'm just not 100% convinced that he's a bot. At some point he did react. He said, I'm not a bot. Bots wouldn't talk this randomly. It's too random for a bot. Blah, blah, blah. Man, my left leg is hurting like crazy. I just started out with no reason whatsoever. I think it's coming out of my spine though. Yeah. In this case, auto is just a double, but I guess that should work. And I need to add a value, the value of the symbol. To an accessor double value. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe a displaced disc or something, or a hernia. I don't know. It will pass. I had it more often, and then eventually it goes away. So yeah, now I can go evaluate on the symbol, right? Let's test that too. I can test it from test. Have to test it from test actually. So let's assign a value to this 42. Well, I want it to be not an integer, and then print the evaluation of that to print evaluate Q1 X. No, that compiled, so I guess that works. Print it. Now, then the next step, I guess, is to make a little formula. How about we start with addition? Type name. I guess addition just has 2 arguments. So I'll call it T1 and type name T2. Oh man, it really hurt. Maybe I should put this in its own namespace, because I don't want to have every plus be intercepted by my random T1 and T2s. Or I can add a concept. Okay, don't make it look like floating Cypher. At some point it starts to become floating. Operator plus. How to do this? Yeah, I could derive everything from some base class, some tag, and then add a concept that T1 and T2 must be derived from that tag. Feels kind of the same as putting everything in a certain namespace, though. The hardest part here is to think of a name of that namespace. Cairo window math. Okay, Abhimanyu, you can do whatever you want when he reaches 10 messages on a row. So 2 more. I have no clue what he's doing. Maybe you're right, you know. It could be commands to a bot. But what's the yes doing there? We reached 10 messages. I'll put them in timeout myself. Now, what shall I use? A namespace or a tag? Can't think of it. Auto diff. Yeah, thank you. I didn't even understand that I wanted to know that, but I'll use the namespace. That's the first thing it actually suggested. Okay, so now I can add this operator plus that you will just catch every plus. No, that's still not a good idea. Damn it. Just for the help. I mean, I always also want to use a plus just for, you know, other stuff. I'm gonna have to use the tag anyway, I'm afraid. Yeah, it has been decided. I'll keep the namespace though, for now. Hey, Mac. Well, I do. I'm just coding, man. Just so now, you know, but this way we force T1 and T1 and T2 to be having autodiff tag. Well, not like this. I still have to define the autodiff concept. It's actually so new that I keep forgetting how it works. I hate it. Pretty sure that so as soon as I have this, I can do concept auto diff and then define something so that. Oh wait, there's also a template then. Type name T. And then here we need something like standard is derived from or something. And then I don't know because memory is so bad. I think Jiminy knows it. How can I write a concept that makes sure, let's give it a name. Concept auto diff that makes sure that type T is derived from auto diff. Just like a shirt. Yeah, no. Well, it suggests the standard is base off, so I guess I just copy that, but it's kind of bullshit. I think this should work. Try it. If it compiles, then it works. You know that. You know that by now. We must have an equal there. Okay, concept equals. Undeclared identifier auto diff. auto div tag. Function style cast. Yeah, this must be value, right? So I can maybe tag on underscore v. Declaration of t2 is of course totally not what I meant. Are you sure you're learning something, Meg? Because I'm making so many mistakes. You're like, oh, that's interesting. Oh, it was wrong. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that was also wrong. Yeah, sorry. Unknown type quadratic arc length. Did you mean Cairo in the autodiff quadratic arc length? Yeah, of course I did. I think I can just do that. Or do I have to use everything? Oh, I'm having a using namespace Cairo window, so I can do it like that. And now it compiles. Ta-da! So for all those, that is everyone, who is now extremely confused, this is how it works. We have a struct autodiff, and then everything I want to be the candidate for plus and multiplying and division and, you know, automatic function building, derived from autodiff tag. And I have this concept which says which is true if t is, well, if autodiff is a base of t, hopefully. And then you can use that like this. So now instead of type name, you use the concept. And then this template function in this case is only considered when both t1 and t2 are derived from the autodiff class. Autodiff tag class, sorry. But, you know, now what? What does this plus mean? Now I have returned something that can be passed to evaluate. And of course, tells me how to differentiate it. Guess the most logical thing to do is to create a special class for addition, which then is being constructed from, yeah, totally has templates as well. Template arguments. And I just construct that from arc1 and arc2. Thereby moving all the problems to the class addition, template class. It probably must be derived before this. And that then stores both. It's going to store both. Why not as a const reference? Because maybe that thing is moved afterwards. Could be temporary. Yeah, let's not store pointers or references to these arguments. I'm just going to make a copy. I don't think that's the most expensive thing of all of it. So we have a type T1, which is actually argument 1. Type T2, which is argument 2. Public. Constructor. Constructor was constructed from, well, arg1 and arg2. It's the same types. I can just copy this. Still postponed all the problems. Now we have an object that stores both arguments. Now we can, however, overload my evaluate for this. So every time I define a new class like addition, we can improve the evaluate. We want to evaluate a addition. Oh, that's exciting. Is this going to work? Because I need more template parameters. I mean, my addition has 2 argument types. Yeah, that should work. I don't think it cares about the template, it cares about this. This is specialization because it's special compared to the more general T there. And then, yeah, the big trick, evaluate one argument. And you evaluate the other argument. And then add both. That should work, apart from that we don't have access because it's private, and I refuse to make it public, and I don't want to add really accessors, especially for evaluate. Can I just make evaluate a friend here? Not sure if that works. You would have to make a templated. Maybe it does work even for the specialization. I'm not sure. Let's try it. So you can. The funny thing with that friend is that it can be a template. So template friend, and then just this thing, which was already defined, should pick it up. And then I'm not sure that making this a friend will make the specialization a friend, but we'll see. If not, then I'll add accessors, I guess. Or make a for declared specialization, maybe. It's a free function. I can just define it inside a class. For declared inside the class as a friend. Let's see if this compiles. It totally compiles, so yeah, no problem there. So it's one version of friend, and then everyone is a friend. Now let's test this. So now we have an addition that works for 2 symbols. And since it has evaluate, it should also work for adding 3 symbols. Ta-da! That was the right file actually. Let's go to the bottom. Here's my test. Let's assign. I believe that. So I'm just going to use integers. Oh, 300 and just 20. Go all the way. I thought that would work. Apparently you have to add a separate assignment operator. Why? Why would it not be using this? So that symbol is a differentiable symbol, which is derived from symbol. And then I try to assign to it. Why would it not use this? Oh, because it returns the symbol reference, and that's the base class. We wanted to return. Well, it's the assignment operator must return the type of the class itself. So it would be kind of weird to call the base class, use the base class thing, and then return something else than the symbol reference that is given here. Although maybe we can do using. I'm not sure if that works, but if it works, then I think this should turn the return value into this class. Although, yeah, I don't think it works. Actually, it seems to have worked. Still, invalid operands to binary expression, addition and differential symbol. Oh, addition is not derived from the tag. Addition, that's not. So in order to pass addition to itself, not really, to evaluate, no. In order to pass addition to operator plus defined here, it must be an autodiff thing. So we have to derived from autodiff tag, otherwise you can't pass it to this operator because of the concept. X11 is private member. And I thought it worked, but it didn't. It just never instantiated this template function because you were not really using it. And therefore I didn't pick up on the fact that these things are private and this friend here is just not working. Let's try then what I said before. So I'm going to make this a friend. Which is then automatically, I think, a friend is a free function, right? So it's not a member function. Although it's always the question of which namespace is being picked. I would hope that the namespace that it picks is the namespace that this class is in. So that this is going to be the same as that, and then we'll see, because then it is a friend, and then it will be able to access X1 and 2. declaration of T1. Oh, what the hell? Do I do that again? That's so stupid. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's a different problem. I already have a T1 and T2, so we better call these different. Argument 1 and argument 2. Call to evaluate is ambiguous. Expanded from macro, blah 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 blah. Why is it ambiguous? With A1 is addition, symbol symbol, and A2 is differential symbol. That looks like what I want. So you first add two symbols. Where are my symbols? So we add this symbol to that symbol, and then we get an addition, and then we want to add the differential symbol to that. Candidate function, clear window, addition, symbol, symbol. Is that not exactly the same thing? So they are not the same. This is the friend, and this is the thing that it should have been declaring. Looks like a compiler bug, because it must have overlapped, otherwise this would not have been the friend. And now it gets confused between the friend declaration and the real declaration. What a bullshit. Even the namespace is the same, isn't it? Function, it's not clear what the namespace is. Okay, then normally I would say you have to forward declare it before you use the friend. Now it should pick it up. This is not possible, of course, because this is addition. So that would only work if I forward declare addition, and then not sure. It gets messy. I think I just don't want to try this even. So then won't add a friend. I'll just add an accessor. Friends that are doing that are so difficult, they're not good friends. Go be difficult somewhere else. Evaluate, it's probably a typo. Evaluate. Huh? It's another one. Evaluate. It's the only one. Function evaluate with the reduced return type cannot be used before it is defined. You gotta be kidding me. You gotta be kidding me. So because the argument, one of the arguments is an addition, meaning that the evaluate, I think the first one, so we add two symbols, that gives us an addition. Then we try to add a differential symbol to that. So we get here again with T1 being, sorry, this T1, yeah, same T1, being an addition. So arg1 is an addition. Therefore we are trying, this evaluate is trying to recursively call itself, which is not allowed because we're using auto. That is nonsense because T1 and T2 are different things, types, in my opinion. But okay, different function. But it says that, well, this function is not defined yet because we didn't reach the closing brace yet. Therefore, we cannot do recursive calls. But that was the result of having an auto there. Can I guess what the auto is? I think every evaluate is a double. So this is just double. Is evaluate always a double? So far it is. No, it should be. Let's try double. Yeah, work. Well, at least it compiles. No, it did not compile. It compiled, but it did link apparently. Undefined symbol. Defined reference to evaluate double on evaluate auto diff differential symbol const. Oh, right, yeah, true. So I'm calling evaluate on differential symbol, and I was so stupid to think that it would use this, which is the base class, but no, it uses this, of course, because, yeah, why not? And that is not defined. I wanted it to call that. I don't know if that is possible. So we'd have to make this one so undesirable that it rather calls a specialization by base class than this one. I would say dot dot dot. Dot 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 is completely at the bottom of the list of desirable things. It's like the last thing it'll ever call. But now we're not using a T at all. So I'm feeling very doubtful about this. No function template matches function evaluate. Dot match against double. I think we lost the whole specialization thing. Oh well, let's not make too much fuss about it. Probably a better solution, but I'm just going to duplicate this one. Now it linked. And it prints 3, 2, 1. It works. Hey, cool. Yeah, so this now adds these 3 symbols and then returns the answer. So now we have addition. Let's add subtraction. Why not subtract everything? That's weird. Can't subtract, why not? No, because I forgot to change this thing into a minus. And the result is minus 319. I guess that's correct. I have no clue, really. What was it? Yeah, plus 1 minus 20 is minus 19, minus 300 is that. Of course it works. Next is multiplication, right? Multiplication. So I have now subtraction. We copy all that. We paste it, and then we might as well add division in one go, but I copied it, I think. So let's paste it, and then let's replace subtraction with multiplication. Yeah, let's do division as well. I'm starting to have this code duplication vibe here, so it's probably also possible to do this better by passing, I don't know, an operator class as a template argument, and then just call all these things binary operators or something. Especially this. It's not even different. The only thing that's different is the name. The rest is the same. Come on. But really, I'm not really designing a library yet that does this. I just need it. So, division, zip, substitute, multiplication, divide, maybe. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, yeah, division. Maybe I should rename them. This now I'm here. I'm more like, yeah, come on. This should be divide and conquer, and then the rest must be renamed as well to add, subtract, and multiply. And still compiling. No, it doesn't. Subtract. Yeah, redefinition of subtract. Oh, I fucked up. How did that happen? Wait a minute, this is subtract. And this subtract is not subtract. It's also subtract. Maybe I did two of them. Yeah, I don't know, man. The sun is shining. Looks like good weather to have a walk. And I'm sitting here coding. I wouldn't call it inspiration. It's more like self-destruction. What? Okay, that's just a typo somewhere. The usual typo. 6,000 looks like a multiplication. That is correct. 1 times 20 times 3,000. Yep. I'm just printing the same thing. Why? Yeah. Now I'm interested to know if it will do the division before the addition. It should then, right? Yes, of course it does. So that's going to be 1 plus. Well, it's 1.033. No, 1.0666, something like that. Yep, that works. Now I can go on and on and on and on, but maybe it's interesting to test if I can add the partial derivative to this. Let us be inspired by Jimmy again. Yeah, apart from evaluation, I also would like to be able to print my formula. So let's do this and then just print f. And then I want to get that as output. I think so. Hey, Koto, welcome back. Now the type of f is the last operation. So I guess it's a subtraction. And the subtraction itself is no, subtract. Maybe I should not have done that. Rename. Subtraction now suddenly feels more logical. Yeah, subtract is like subtract, but subtraction allows me to, you know, also define the partial derivative. I'm going to rename it back. Call me a perfectionist. Because the multiply is safe to just do globally. Instantly disappears. Multiply. multiplication. Divide is then division. So now it is subtraction. And I want to be able to print it, but I'm now thinking about adding it to the auto div tag or not. If we do that, I have to use a virtual function to go back here. Not sure that makes sense. There's also this horrible parenthesis thing. It keeps haunting me every time I do something like this. Either you do it wrong or you add parentheses and then you get too many parentheses. I need something like I already did before, even in this project. Needs parents or something like that. What the hell? Maybe it wasn't in this project. What was the last project that I did this in? No idea. Damn memory. I have no idea how long this is going to take. Maybe you should only have grabbed the XX files. Yeah, this takes so long. Let's try. Quantum computer. That's necessarily the best example, maybe. Use a print on operating system and then something false. Need parents. I don't know what the false is. Nope. I think I did this more recently, not in quantum. That's for years ago. I guess I'll just do it again. I'll probably need another free function here. The print on is a free function, and it finds it because all the other ones, on the member function, is just using a single argument. If you pass 2, then it is not matching him. Print on to the other print ons. Oops. Yeah, Mac, yeah, thank you, man. But by the way, this is a horrible trick here. So I add print on so that I have a member function that has direct access to all the private members. But in order then to be able to write this class to an O stream, which then calls this function, this member function, I'm using this header here, util says print on, which you can download from GitHub. And then you have to add this in the namespace where you define those classes, and then it will automatically pick up. So if we don't try to print this class to an O stream, it will find this one because that's in the same namespace as that class, which then checks if that class has print on, and if it does, it will call it on the object that you pass. And if it doesn't, it will just ignore it. So then you get another operator, less and less. It's a really neat tool or utility. Again, the deja vu feeling, you know. If you had a class for the operator, then also this could be just done once, and then call the operator class to print this string. Loads of duplication here, I feel. Yeah, there are not that many more operators, so. Yeah, I did all of them. Division, multiplication, a minus for the subtraction, and a plus for the addition. And now we have to do the, like I said, I have to reinvent if you need parentheses or not. It's quite difficult actually. How does that work? Print on. So we do or we do not need parentheses around this argument. And the one that can decide that is the argument itself. So I think I need to do something like needs, I don't know. Need parents is argument 1 dot and I have to tell argument 1 that we are going to add something to it. It's also before or after, I think. I need to know if it's the first or the second argument. It all smells like operator classes again. Starting to think I should add operator classes. The class itself is already an operator. However, yeah. Before plus then maybe. I have the feeling that I'm doing this harder than it should be. I did it before and it was totally not this difficult. I'm going to abbreviate stuff. Because yeah, it wasn't this difficult. But I can't find my code back. Okay, before and after plus. Check everything. Before and after minus, and a minus here. Before after mul. Before after div. Okay. Currently it adds always a thing, because all of these functions return true. So this should compile, I think, and you can print stuff now. What is missing? I'm calling print on with 2 arguments. So yeah, that was a free function I still have to add. Like evaluate, so let's do add it here. Template, type name, void, print, standard OStream reference, OS, comma, T const reference. Whatever. Not defined. Oh wait, that is defined. We have a default. The default is calling and print on with OS on the argument. But we add a specialization for the symbols again. No, wait a minute. Symbols also have a print on. What the fuck? But the symbol might as well just, yeah. Actually, it's not even necessary to have a free function. Print on always. No, it's not necessary. No, let's remove it. Meaning that all of these things have to become R1, etc. Substitute this with something else. arg1 underscore dot. And this one with the symbol doesn't have it, yeah. Clause symbol. Really? And that was the only file. I have no idea what's going on. Symbols never need that, but I don't have an operator defined. So now you have to move operator there, just because. I don't want to do that. To keep it in this file. too trivial. Why is this saying arc 1? That should be arc 2. Oopsies. Substitute underscore dot needs parents something no, I need the arc as well. Arc 1 or 2. That needs to be replaced with needs parents arc \1, comma \2. And then I can make a needs parents a free function. And then I can intercept the case for symbols. Seriously? I forgot to add an underscore. What a wrong. Oh, I pasted this. Why did I paste that? Underscore. Too many arguments for function call. Expected single argument op have 2 arguments. Yeah, that's the free function. Oh, I guess it doesn't work. No, it doesn't. Yeah, C++ first looks up the function name until it has the right scope or namespace, and then looks at the arguments for overloading. So it just finds this and then says, "Oh, doesn't fit." It's not going to continue looking for because this doesn't fit for something downhill. So we'll have to give them different names then, unfortunately. Or I can add a namespace in front of it here, of course. But yeah, it's a good question. What name? Could add an underscore. Requires parents, but it's a bit weird. I would like the same name. Guess I'll add an underscore. So now I printed this. Parent open Q1x plus parent open Q1y divided by alpha 0, parent close minus alpha 1. Too many parents. Parentheses, or however you pronounce it. Plus divide minus. I think that's what we had at least. Plus divide minus. Yup. Now, of course, we can remove the parentheses there, because a division does not need a parenthesis when it is added after a plus or before. So we can go to the division. And then say, when do we need parentheses? I'd rather make this false now. The default is false. Is that scary? When do we need parentheses? We need parentheses when... No, I like the true here as a catch-all. case something. Before plus, no need, right? Case after plus, no need. Case before minus, after minus. If I have now the multiplication, so it's a x times y divided by z, then we don't need these parentheses. And if it is the other way around, then we also don't need them. I think. No. This is also calculated like that. Same thing, right? And if this is a division, also don't need it. And if division is on the other side, then we need it. So basically we never need it except when we are after a division. That's my verdict. And now we have parentheses around the plus. Before a minus, yeah, is also nonsense. Let's check the addition. So we have x plus y needs parentheses if, well, multiplied before or after. Division also, for or after. And a minus only when a minus in front of it. So we always need it. Oh wait, we also have plus, of course. And not for the pluses either. So we need it for after the minus. But not before the minus, and also not for the plus before or after. But you do need it for all the division and multiplication thing. Yeah, I don't know. Let's do the false things. So it's before plus, after plus, and before minus. Now this is not needed, right? Might as well leave the parentheses away here. Also when you do it on the other side. Kind of the same thing, I think. You only need it when there is a minus sign. Only after the minus sign. So it's the same thing, I think. Yeah, it's the same thing as the previous one. Can just copy it. Yo. Now division already did, so now the multiplication. Multiplication doesn't care about plus or minus. 2x. Now also not needed for multiplication itself, so only maybe division. Y times z. This is necessary. The other way around is not necessary. X times z divided by oh wait a minute, x y z. Here the parentheses can be removed. So this is the only case. Didn't work. It did work. And what did I see? Oh. Warnings. Oh, bloody hell. The bullshit. I should go for a walk, I think. So now it just prints this without super or something parenthesis. Yeah, so now I can print the formulas as well. And then the next step is then, of course, oh yeah, I was going to test the taking a derivative. That's a whole different ballpark. This is a nice setup, but I don't know how to continue yet, and I have to go for a walk. I want to go for a walk. And it's something that I can think about while walking. So I think I'll just stop the stream and I will continue after my walk. I'll be back later.